Ladies and gentlemen, how do you do? Here it is, the most reluctant video I will ever make because the things I'm going to talk about are so disturbing that I just want to warn you to turn away because this is a legitimate trigger warning, so to speak, because it's just nasty. It's nasty. And I'm referring to two mental psychic attacks. And I'll explain what that means and how I know who it was and who was in my sphere. But before that, I just wanted to mention that I'm tired of being the bringer of bad news. I'm aware how depressing some of this stuff is, but don't ever forget that there is a happy ending, okay? Um, Maybe not in our lifetimes necessarily, but there is truly an astonishing ending to all this. So keep that in mind before you listen to all the depressing stuff. Also, I put a video on my community posts. The absolutely ridiculous public service announcement New York City just came out with, talking about a nuclear attack and how to prepare for one. And these sort of silly videos don't surprise me. I lived in New York City for 12 years, and yeah, that sounds about right. Talking about how go inside, close your windows, wash yourself, go to the middle of a building. We got to assume that windows will be in place, that running water will be available after such a blast, which would be a high yield one. If it does occur, it would not be something that's low yield, in my opinion. What will remain for you to wash? It's just stupid. The PSA is stupid, and the timing is weird. Why right now are they coming out with this public service announcement telling New Yorkers about a nuclear attack? I don't know. Whatever. But okay. So actually, I felt the presence of Osiris a couple of weeks ago, and I never talked about it except with my friend Teresa, and even to her, I didn't say all the details of my encounter. It was sort of unusual circumstances as well, and I'm not going to get into that. But how do I know? Because I'm extremely sensitive to energy, and I can tell if something is in my sphere. I could tell if there's a presence um, through a sort of pineal gland interaction. I can sense those things. So basically, what I saw the first time a couple of weeks ago was him, taunting me, just pointing out mistakes I've made, saying I'm going to go to hell with him, that I have no hope, um, just embarrassing me, trying to bring up memories of silly things I've done or people that I've hurt. Um, Say, see, this is what you did. See, this is what you did. And it was in such a hurtful way. Like, it was in a way that was like really, the intention was really dark. And so it's a presence, right, that I feel. Um, and it invades your space. And thankfully now, last couple of days, I've actually been very good, very at peace, and prayed about it. And I know you guys prayed, and I appreciate that. Thank you for your prayers as well. But in addition to that, I can't really explain the other thing that he was showing me. It was one of the strangest things I've ever seen. At first, I thought it was Lilith. Now, because it was a female queen bug, alien bug, um, that was creating all these eggs out of what are they called, the pupa, or however these, I don't know much about bugs, okay, sorry, but there's a hive, and then the hive has a queen, okay, so this looked like some kind of massive alien queen. She had the face of like a praying mantis. And remember, I talked about how there's the two main alien groups that have been ruling Earth since the fall of the Crystal Garden. One of them is the mantis, and the other are the reptilians ruled by Osiris. Um, and this looked like a green mantis sort of being with this massive belly, massive belly, and this is where it gets weird. So Osiris was there in her presence, but what was the eggs that were coming out of her were not alien eggs. They were fully grown adult humans, totally human. I see these eggs coming out of her, and when they hatch, I see a fully grown adult human. And then after they would hatch, she would, the humans would come and they would like obsessively like try to embrace the mother or the queen um, in this very hypnotic, crazy way. It was so strange. I don't know. I have trouble explaining it. Like they were trying to bond, like a motherly bond, but it looked so hideous and not right at all. And I didn't tell this to anyone. I didn't even discuss that detail with my friend. So this is the first time anyone hears this. Being in my sphere throughout that night. Um, so a few days ago, he returned with another mental attack. Like you remember my community post, right? This time it was a different scenario and different situation. Um, him explaining that the result of him leaving the throne will be this. And he showed, a post-nuclear war world. And it's funny that he was like playing the victim, but it made no sense because remember what I said in previous videos. Okay, if he knows Horus will come and there's nothing he can do, um, then he's gonna launch those missiles. So the only blame could be on himself. But yet he's like victimizing himself as he's saying this, um, like he's the victim, but he's the one who's going to cause this problem. Um, so there's background noise. We have guests, Dina's, my wife's family, from a city out in the desert. They over here. So there's background noise. I'm sorry, but okay. So what do I see? I see a lot. I see a lot. But I see the dynamics of power and authority still playing a role, even in a world where civilization is gone. Still, there's somebody trying to establish authority. And how does this happen? So I see a helicopter. Okay, I see a destroyed city. The sky is brown, ugly, hazy. The helicopter is carrying massive crates. And it's carrying these crates and dropping them off in a central location like downtown or whatever. And like there's these two gangs, one over here on this street side of the street, and one over here. They all had clubs and weapons of sorts. They were all wearing masks too. They were all wearing some sort of face mask. Um, Maybe some of them were more like rags, like cloth, things like that. But I was like watching this, wondering why, what's up with the mask? And then the smell hit me. The smell is unbearable. It's absolutely intoxicating and overwhelming. So they're covering their faces for that reason. Um, the crate is dropping off, the helicopter is dropping off food. Okay, so somehow there's still going to be some assistance, apparently, in some way, or some sort of semblance of a military or aid of some kind that will still be around. And it's bringing this massive crates, and as soon as it touches down, these two gangs fight over the crates, um, beat each other to a bloody pulp. Whoever is the victor keeps the crates of food. They take them for themselves while there's hordes of other people trying to get at them. But that's what gives them the authority. Okay, so later on, I see them on some kind of stadium. I don't know, some kind of platform that they were on. The people around them know that they have the food. So they're armed, they're dangerous. They stand in a line. Like literally a line to go up and try to exchange things for the food or favors. And this is where it gets sick. I saw a family giving away their child for devious purposes to this gang. I'm not going to say the exact words, but that's sort of abuse, if you know what I mean. And in exchange, they will receive some rations. If I see the gang. They're like, "Give me your daughter. I give you food." And you know what was creepy? The family was overjoyed to do this. They were super happy. Like they didn't care about their daughter. It seems they just wanted to eat. And that's where I saw the other people. There's no empathy whatsoever remaining in virtually anyone. Um, People that were like moral, upstanding citizens are have become complete and total savages. People who are looked up upon in society, who had great jobs, did nice things for people. They have been basically diminished into like a reptilian animal status, which is really disturbing. And so yeah, and other favors include like they would want to see people fight. So they would have like two people go one on one, and whoever wins will receive their rations. Okay? I see mass suicides. I see this tall bridge and hundreds of people in this almost hypnotized zombie-like state. They're walking towards the bridge. Some of them have this really disturbing, creepy smile on their faces. They all stand on top of the bridge, and they all hold hands, and they all fall over and kill themselves. I mean, hundreds. All at the same time, like together. Um, I see this puddle of water. I saw a dirty puddle of water, filthy, like brown, muddy, murky water. And these two men, I remember specifically, actually one was white and one was black. Not that that matters, but I'm just saying. They run up to the puddle and they start drinking that water. But one of them wanted to keep it all to himself. It was not a large puddle. So he was fighting him, trying to get him away from drinking this toxic, filthy water. They ended up getting sick from it and dying anyway. I see a grocery store with empty shelves. There's two managers inside the store. They're working on the electrical wires or radio or something like that in order to attempt to try to establish communication. They are desperately trying to get food to their store. It's not logical at this point, but they're trying. I see a group of about 7 or 8 people go into the store. They start interrogating the two managers. I remember one was a woman, one was a man. They insisted that they have no food, they can't help them, and these people were psychotic. They looked like they had rabies almost. They were in a state of mind that's almost beyond survival mode, if that even makes any sense. Like worse than survival mode. Just like total hysteria. They didn't have the food, so they stabbed the woman to death. And whatever they did with the man, I couldn't see. Likewise, a similar situation in a home where there was a family there and a group of gangs or a group of people approached their door. They broke the door down, got into the house, demanding food. The family was crying, insisting they have nothing. So then they proceeded to use a blowtorch to burn them, repeatedly, in a psychotic way. Like they already searched the house, every square inch of it, knowing that there's no food, but still, they can't comprehend in their minds that they have to have something. Is the mental image I'm seeing is that they have to have something. So they were persistent. So it ended with him saying, "Is this what you want? Is this what you want? This is what will happen if I leave." Again, playing the victim, right? It's sickening. It's so sickening and so disturbing. Like I said, I didn't want to talk about it. I said it multiple times. I didn't want to make a video about it. But you know what? What the hell? I made a video about it. And on that note, I will really try to say or find information that's more encouraging. And does this necessarily mean anything, these things? No, of course not. Um, is it definite that will come true? Of course not. I pray to God. It doesn't. I Things are bad enough as they are right now. I can't. It's incomprehensible. It, don't think of this as some dystopian sci-fi and all that Mad Max nonsense that is portrayed in a lot of these films. What I'm seeing is so much more real than that. What I saw was so much worse, so much more real, so brutal, heartless, so savage. I can't compare it to anything. I just can't. I don't know what else to say. That's it.